Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? So I have another Boovember video. I thought it fit the theme really well because I was tagged, actually, I think I was tagged like over a week ago by Jane from Scraptastic Yarns. Hi Jane, if you're watching. And I've had a lot going on with like getting the puppies and just personal life things. But I had planned to do this whole month of November as like Boovember with Neva from Manic Mama and everybody else that's doing it. I'm pretty sure there's other people doing Boovember. But if you are a podcaster, if you are a content maker in any way, and you want to carry on the spooky season, by the way, throw a hashtag Boovember in your somewhere, your title, your video, your description somewhere, and people can click on it because it'll always be in mine. And I assume also Neva's and everyone else's, so like people can click on it and check out all the Boovember videos that are up in case you have like a need for that continued creepiness. Which I definitely do. I know everybody else participating does too, so if you do, you can click that and check out what videos have been done. But anyway, I digress. I was tagged, like I said, to do the fall tag questions, which are different from the Halloween ones that were like, there are some similarities, but I'm saying they're different from the 31 that we did before Halloween. So I thought I would do them. I do not have a co-host today. This is actually the night that my little Maverick is going to get neutered. So he's not with me tonight. So I am co-hostless. So it's just me. I was going to try to work in a Ghost with the Most reference there, but as a co-host or as a host, but yeah, didn't work. So the plans were there. But let's get into these. There are 20 questions that I have written down. I will have them down below because at the end I am going to tag a few spooky gals or guys and invite you guys to also do this tag. Yeah, so let's get going, shall we? Number 1, favorite fall sweet treat. So I'm gonna say, actually I have 2. I have a drink and a food. I'm just gonna tell you the food because there's another question related later that the drink will fit into perfectly. By the way, drink, it made me want to drink. Damon found these. This is not my answer. Sorry, I'm on a tangent again. Damon found these. Usually, if you know me, I am only a Diet Pepsi girl or water. Diet Pepsi or water. That's it for me. Like occasionally some kind of juice maybe, or I have, when I was not feeling well, had a cherry blast, glacial cherry Gatorade Zero. But this is a Pepsi Zero, and it is, it says Pepsi Zero, Pepsi-Cola Soda Shop, Zero Sugar Cream Soda. And he was finding them at the gas stations around here for me. Like, he'd go get a pop, so he'd grab me one, and he brought one of these one time, and he's like, I don't know if you'll like it. But I did. And now the gas stations don't really have it. But we found these at Meijer as a 12-pack. And I'm not usually a drinking out of a can person either. I'm usually either bottles or or fountain pop. But I'm gonna stick with I'm not gonna stick with those. I'm gonna stick with my Diet Pepsi and my water. But as for like a now and then thing, these are really good. Anyway, back to the actual questions. Favorite fall sweet treat, I am going to say caramel apples. Specifically, caramel apples with the ones that are rolled in peanuts. Those are my absolute favorite. And in fact, speaking of Mr. Damon, he and I were shopping today and we picked up, we were complaining because they always used to be either in single packs or double packs. And both of us usually eat like one per season of these caramel apples. But we got there were only 3 packs left of them before Halloween, and now there's none. They come in other assorted things, like there's ones with like chocolate chips on them. There's ones with, I think, sprinkles of some sort on them. There is a plain one with just caramel and apple. I didn't see those this year at all, though. Like, they must have already sold out or whatever by the time we thought to look. But they only had 3 packs of the ones with nuts. And so we happened to be in a different store altogether. We were in Aldi's, which we'd like never go to Aldi's. Well, occasionally, I guess, but very rarely. And they happened to have a 3-pack, so we decided to just buy them anyway. So yeah, I have one in the fridge waiting for me. Yay, I didn't think I'd get one this season. But caramel apples with peanuts is my favorite fall treat. The second question also deals with apples. The second question is red or green apples, and I would always pick green. Like, I think that yellow falls into the green category as far as red or green, but I would go with green. Like, my favorite ever is a yellow delicious? Golden delicious. Yellow delicious. Golden delicious? I don't remember. The yellow apple that is a something delicious apple. Those are my favorites. But I also really like Granny Smith. I think there's a Fiji one that is green or something like that. The Fiji one might be red. I don't know. Clearly, I don't know my apple names very well. But like pretty much anything green I have always liked. And also the yellow ones I have always liked. Red are, they're hit or miss for me. Number 3, my favorite fall sport. I think, all right, so here's what I'm really bad at when sports actually start, except for I know when my baseball starts. That starts in the spring. I do know that. I think, if I'm right about this, that the NFL does. Okay, I guess I know that football starts in the fall too. American football. But if I'm right, curling doesn't start until winter, like any curling stuff. I don't know that I'm right about that. They don't have to. I think, when does hockey start? Hockey starts in the winter also, right? Because it's going into the spring, isn't it? I'm so bad with that, because like it's been years since I've been able to actually, like, nobody is interested in it with me, so like I never sit down and just watch it anymore. And I know my actual like soccer has already started, so had already been going. It's going on now because I never get to watch that either, like actually watch it, which I would watch that by myself. But we don't get any of the channels that get European football or soccer. So I always have to just get my Google updates for me and gives me information, and it does like live updates. So like if I actually click on the screen and watch it, it's not the video, but every time any kind of a score or play or anything is made, it updates to show me. So it's like, it is live. It's not video, but it's live. Anyway, way off topics. The one that I can think of is going to be football, and I do like me some American football, so I'm going to go with that. I think that is my favorite fall sport, at least that I know, that starts in the fall. And go Steelers, in case you didn't know that I am a Steelers girl. I know I live in Michigan, but I'm sorry, Lions fans, I can't do it. I've never been a Lions fan. I'm a Steelers girl, though, through and through. Number 4, best drink for fall. Told you it would fit in here, but if you've been around my channel, you know that every fall I deeply look forward to this coffee shop we have here called Bigby's. I don't know still if it's like nationwide or anything. I'm pretty sure it's not worldwide, but I guess it could be. But I don't even know about it being in other states. But we have Bigby coffee, and we have it in several different towns, so it is a chain. And they have a caramel apple drink. It's caramel apple cider that is what I have deemed happiness in a cup. It's so good. Like, they have it iced or frozen blended, but they also have it hot. And to me, in my opinion, hot is the only way to drink it. Actually, Damon and I got one of those today too on our way shopping, because they are phasing them out. So when they're gone at this point. So I had to have one, and Damon wanted a coffee anyway. So we went and got hot drinks from Big B and then went shopping. So it was a fun day. And that is the best drink for fall, in my opinion. If you don't have a Big B, it's really easy to make. It's just a caramel syrup, like a caramel coffee syrup mixed in to a hot apple cider, or iced if you want, or blended with ice if you want. But those mixed together, and then whipped cream at the top and caramel drizzled over that. It's pretty simple. I've made my own at home quite a bit. So apple cider would be another one to say, I suppose, if you don't have a Big B. Question 5, favorite fall activity. I should have thought about this one ahead of time, because there's so many possibilities. Obviously, Halloween decoration shopping is high on my list, but that does start in the summertime. Going to haunted houses is a big one. We missed out this year because the scheduling just wasn't well, but I definitely would say going to haunted houses. I would also say, like, side note, going to scary movies, which is also a year-round thing, but I cannot tell you, well, I can tell you because I am right now, but I mean, I think you guys will get it. I look forward every fall, like as soon as the fall weather hits and everything, I dearly hope that like something scary is out in the movie theaters, because like for me, seeing a scary movie in the theaters is the best thing ever. Like, it's fine to watch it at home. I do very often, as you well know if you've been around my channel, but to me, seeing it in the theaters is just magical. Like, magical is creepy, scary. It amplifies so much more when you're in the theater. So that's one of my favorite fall activities, actually, is trying to find scary movies and going to the theater to watch those. So I'm going to say that. Number 6, must-have fall purchases. And I think it's obvious to say like Halloween decorations or whatnot. So I am going to say Bath & Body Works fall scented candles, or fall scented anything. Like they have some really great falls. They have, I mean, it's with anything. There's some hit and there's some miss. But they have a lot of really great scents. And another, if you've been around my channel moment, you know that I'm a big fan of Bath & Body Works. I hit up their Halloween sales every time. This year I went crazy at it. I usually don't go that crazy and like, oh, I have to buy one of everything. But I went pretty crazy this year. I went hard. So I'm going to say must-have fall purchase is Bath & Body Works candles or scented things. Number 7, pick your own pumpkin or store-bought pumpkins. I definitely would say pick your own. I love going to the pumpkin farm. I mean, the pumpkin farms that we go to are kind of an in-between thing. Like, there's only one in the area that you can actually go out in the field and pick your own, like off the vine. But you do go, you've seen my pumpkin picking videos for a couple years now, I think. But the one that we go and they have like lines and lines and lines of different sized pumpkins that you can pick up. And so you can go through and you do pick your own. I suppose you do pick your own in the store, but there is so many more choices at the farm. So I'm going to say pick your own. And if the actual pick your own in the field place was closer, I would go there. So pick your own. Number 8, real or fake pumpkins. Real pumpkins, obviously. Well, I shouldn't say obviously. A lot of people do like fake pumpkins, and I do see their appeal. Getting them right. Like, if you get it wrong, it's game over. But getting it right and having like this wonderfully preserved jack-o'-lantern face is wonderful, but I definitely prefer the real thing. I dislike gutting the pumpkins, but David or Damon are there to do it for me. So, and I would do it. Like, if I were like, spending Halloween by myself, living alone with somebody who was even worse about doing it than me, I would still do it. But if they'll do it for me, I'm more than happy to let them. But I love actually carving like the faces and getting them put out and lighting them. And I always rub like a cinnamon or nutmeg mixture on the top of the lid so that it scents when you light it. And oh, it's so wonderful. I love it. Must have is real pumpkins. Number 9, favorite Halloween costume. I assume this means one that I have worn myself. And my favorite one ever, I have to say, when I was probably about 6 or 7, maybe 8, is what the first time that I wore it. I was so proud. Somewhere I had gotten a hold of this black trench coat. I don't even know where. Maybe it was my grandpa's. Maybe it was one that was like kind of given to us where we had a lot of things like where our relatives would be like, oh, here, I was getting rid of stuff. You want some of this stuff? And then we'd go through it. And like, if it's something that somebody in the house wanted, then, you know, we'd get it and then we'd pass the rest along. Like, we'd do that to them too. Like, oh yeah, we're getting rid of the stuff. Hope it's not something you gave us, you know? But it might have been out of one of those kind of things where I got this black trench coat. It wasn't even like a leather one or even fake leather, or I don't think it was even like a thick canvas. It was just a black cloth trench coat. It's almost like a lab coat. It was a little thicker than that, I guess, but it wasn't a thick like coat like you would think. But I had that, and it was like a big button down black trench coat. And then I had my own like boots. You know, I was a goth kid even when goth kids weren't a real thing, I guess. But well, they were, but definitely not in my area. And there was no overexposure, at least to me, because my grandma didn't have like satellite or cable TV, so we didn't have any like cool MTV icons or anything. But I was a goth kid for sure. And I had my own boots. I had my own black pants and a black shirt. So I just found these gray leather gloves they were probably my grandpa's from the blueberry farm actually. And I did like a whole white face, and I did like my own like under eye, like purple under eye marks and stuff. And I found a tie. I don't know if any of you know yet where I'm going with this, but then I needed a hat. And I had my grandma had this mixing bowl that was like the perfect size to fit my head, just a little bit bigger, I guess. But I every year would steal that same mixing bowl because I remember it had this perfect flat area, and it just sat on my head like perfectly like that way. And I would cover it because she refused to let me obviously like paint it or anything like that. So I would cover the whole thing in craft paper or maybe construction paper. One year I think it was newspaper, just whatever I had. And then I would paint that so that it was black. And then I took a thicker ring of cardboard from any box I could salvage and I painted that. So it was a make your own, like it was the Undertaker hat is what it was. Because I was the Undertaker. And I thought, like, as a kid, I was like so proud of myself for putting that costume together and not like buying it. I don't even know if you could buy an Undertaker, like the wrestler Undertaker costume. But I was so proud that I had put that together. I think I wore that for like 4 or 5 years in a row. I was very proud of that thing. So hands down, that is my favorite ever. Cause I was like, at the time I was like, I made this, you know, I was so proud of it. So that was my favorite, Halloween costume. Number 10, college football or NFL. I am a fan of college football because my team is the Michigan State Spartans. Go Sparty. But I would pick NFL. I definitely am. I would like, if you put my two teams up against each other, I'd say I follow the Steelers more closely than I do the Spartans. I know when the Spartans have their big games or when they're versus Michigan or Ohio State. Like I know that kind of stuff. So yes, I like I do like them, but I definitely support my Steelers, follow my Steelers, know how they're doing, know when they have new players, cry when we say goodbye to players like Big Ben. But yeah, NFL for sure. Number 11, fall or Halloween decorating. And I am going to say Halloween decorating, although I don't see anything wrong with just fall either. I know some people don't celebrate Halloween, but they do celebrate like fall or harvest. And like to me, like the whole season is beautiful. And whether you celebrate it for the same reasons as I do or not, I'm just happy to be celebrating it and having beautiful fall colors to look at and this and that. So like there's nothing wrong with it, but I am going to pick Halloween every time because I like the witches, I like the spiders, I like the bats, I like all the creepy, you know, I like Frankenstein, I like Dracula, I like all of the go bump in the night kind of things. So I'm gonna pick Halloween. Number 12, rake leaves or no raking. I think no raking. A, because I don't want to rake, but B, like I don't even mind like if David doesn't rake and they just like blow around or whatnot, and then like chop them up with the mower at some point. You kind of have to, right? In our area there's not that many trees, so we don't get like we get them against the fence, and right now the puppy loves to play in them and stuff. Like he gets so distracted even at potty time, like by all the leaves. But yeah, I wouldn't care, like, if they were just always around. If they didn't get, like, gross and rainy and nasty, like, when they've been in the, like, November, December rain and snow and stuff, then I would just have them around all the time. So I would say no rake, but obviously I know that you need to be raking leaves. Number 13, favorite soup. And that depends. I really like just your regular chicken noodle soup. When I'm sick, I want chicken and stars. No joke. I'm not kidding. I know I'm an adult and not a child, but that was what my grandma always made when I was sick, was chicken and stars and some grilled cheese. And that was her home remedy. Like if you're really sick, throw in like a room temperature 7-Up and you're good to go. Like that was grandma's homemade recipe. And well, not homemade. Well, I mean, I guess she made it, but it was her home thought up recipe for feeling better. And so chicken and stars when I'm sick. If I'm like out at a restaurant and like we're just picking like soup, I would probably say what is it called, baked potato soup, where it's just like a potato soup with like, I guess sometimes it's called loaded potato soup, where it's got like the onions and the cheese and stuff with it. It's very good. Anyway, I do like potato soup with, especially with like onions and stuff in it. It's so good. Number 14, favorite fall candle scent. 100%. I'm gonna tell you right now, Bath and Body Works pumpkin cupcake is my hands down favorite, no matter what. But I do like, I like a lot of sweet scents. I like a pumpkin spice scent. But Bath and Body Works pumpkin cupcake is my all-time favorite fall scent. Followed very closely by white pumpkin from Bath and Body Works and pumpkin marshmallow from Bath and Body Works. I am a Bath and Body Works girl. Number 15, love or hate pumpkin spice. I am going to say neither. I do not like to eat anything pumpkin spice or drink anything pumpkin spice. I actually don't like I don't like pumpkin pies. I don't like pumpkin of any sort to eat. But I love smelling it in like the candles. I love smelling it. So neither, because I do like the scent, but I don't like the taste. Number 16, tall or short boots. I think the boots that I wear would fall under short because they're not like up to your knees by any means. They're like the shorter side of mid-calf. Because I usually wear like think like Doc Marten, but mine aren't Doc Martens. They're not that pricey. My longest wearing pair that I ever had was like a Walmart brand, but it was like kind of like a logger boot. I think it may have actually been called steel toe logger boot, and I loved them so much. I wore them absolutely until they fell apart. They were my favoriteest thing ever for the longest time. They were part of my Undertaker costume. I had them that long. So yeah, that I would say short. 17, favorite Halloween candy. Reese's of some sort, like Reese's pumpkins, but now they have bats and ghosts also. And they have Reese's Franken cups, which have the green on part of it and then the chocolate. Reese's, Halloween Reese's, I would say for sure. I love them. Number 18, pumpkin spice latte, yes or no? That's a big no from me because I don't like coffee of any sort, and I don't like, as stated, I don't like pumpkin spice foods. Number 19, hayride or corn maze. Both. I super love hayrides. Well, as long as it's spooky hayrides, I would say. If it's not specifically like a spooky haunted hayride, I would pick the corn maze, even if it's not a haunted corn maze. Just because there's something much creepier about running through corn and getting lost and never knowing what's around the corner or behind you. So I guess corn maze, but if it's like a haunted hayride, I really like haunted hayrides too. And number 20, favorite fall TV shows. And I have to go with the classics, like The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, Garfield's Halloween special is amongst my favorite. In fact, the puppies and I just watched it the other day. Like the day that we got them, I watched it with them because that was Halloween. It's something that Winston and I used to watch all the time, and then the girls and I used to watch it, Abby and Lindy. And yeah, now the puppies have watched it with me. And so I'm going to say those two. And that was the 20 questions. So hopefully you're still with me after almost half an hour. Oh my gosh. I know I talk a lot. I'm sorry. So I am going to tag a few people, and if you guys want to do it, feel free to do it. I'm going to start by saying any of you guys that want to answer, if you're not a content creator, put it down below. That's totally fine. I'm always interested in your answers for things like this. And if you are a content creator, consider yourself tagged, because if you want to do it, do it. But for the people that I am going to tag by name, I am going to pick my spooky sister, Amethyst Craftworks Samantha. You are tagged. I don't think she's done it yet, so I'm going to pick Bella from Bella's Crocheted Gifts. I am going to pick Rosanna from Nana, Crochet with Nana Rosanna. Did I get that right? It'll be linked below. Why do I always mess people's names up? It's awful. And speaking of that, I'm also going to tag Kay from Kay's Crochet Haven, which I think I've been getting her channel name right lately. So I'm terrible with some of them. I just get in my head that it's something different, and then in my head it's always different until I'm saying it, and then I'm like, no, that's not right. So sorry about that. But those are my tags, and hopefully you guys will like doing them also, because I would love to hear your answers. And yeah, so I'm going to end this video because it's getting really long. Sorry about that. All right, so I love you guys, and I will talk to you very soon. I hope you're having a super great Boovember, and everything's going well, and I love you. Bye, guys.